Hi, good afternoon, David and Wendy, Corinne, Adrienne. How are you? Mika, Anita, welcome. Sue, welcome. Every one of you, welcome. So, in time, we wait for someone else who would like to enjoy this part of Peru. You can have a nice view of this Carla Forte. Welcome, Michael. So, look at this beautiful view. We still have time for someone else who would like to join today, this afternoon in Peru. Let me know what time is in your country. Where are you from? Are you hearing me well? Look at this nice view. We got a very nice clear sky, nice weather. Deborah, welcome. Camilo. All right. 8 p.m. in UK. My goodness. Peru time is 2 p.m. Roland, welcome everyone. So it will be quite a nice hike to get up, down, welcome. Look at this beautiful view. We have booked to come to Peru. Wow, thanks so much, Wendy. Next year. That's good. Sounds very nice. So welcome everyone. You so this is it's quite windy here on the mountains, right? So but we'll do the hike. This is Elizabeth from Arequipa, Peru, right? And today we'll go to one of the interesting archaeological sites which belongs to pre-Inca civilizations, right? So we got very nice weather. It's about 21 degrees Celsius or 64 degrees Fahrenheit. It's very hot because it is very dry, right? Southern Peru is part of a desert. That's the reason it's very dry. Our percent of humidity is about 9%. Is actually nothing, right? We have to use a lot of creams to keep nice our skin, especially a sunscreen. So today we'll do a very nice adventure. Welcome every one of you again. So it will take a little bit of time to get to the archaeological site. All right, I don't know if you have been with me in this tour. Terry, Kate, welcome. If it's your first time, you're welcome. So Marilu, welcome. So you see, you can hear how windy it is. We are at 3,600 meters, above 11,000 feet. It's quite high on the mountains. So let me just to switch the camera to show you how high we'll go. It's a very nice view. I'm fine. Quite, yeah, not many times haven't done this kind of hike. It is very hot. It is very hot. I took my bottle of water. That's why if you are hearing me, how fast is my breathing, I'm sorry about that, but you can be part of my adventure. Yankee, I don't know if you can click. Have you seen the map? It's very interesting. Let me check it out. Yeah. Maggie, welcome. It's a very good example how pre-Inca civilizations they build those amazing terracing. And until nowadays, we're still planting many of our crops. They started to plant on August, and some of the farmers are still planting some of their crops. But you see, it's quite brown color because they planted their potatoes, quinoa, I don't know, but mainly potatoes, because at this altitude grows a lot of potatoes and quinoa, right? Yeah. Hi Vanessa, ¿cómo estás? Feliz cumpleaños. So I think this last week Vanessa was celebrating her birthday. Vanessa, Vanessa is our colleague, my friend in Lima. If you haven't taken any of her tours, please, I would like to invite you to take your time to see how is Lima. Of course, it's cloudy, but she has very nice tours about pre-Inca civilizations too. And today we'll talk about pre-Inca civilizations, right? Thanks, Janet. Welcome every one of you. So Vanessa, is windy here on the mountains. Look at this beautiful view. Nice clear sky. It looks like a painting. Windy and a little bit dusty. You keep climbing up. So I got my proper shoes because the sneakers are not very good to climb this kind of geography. You need to wear hiking shoes, otherwise you can keep falling down many times, right? Oh down, yeah, wow, thanks. Kind of birds. It's quite sunny, but there are some hummingbirds. Maybe we can see some fox. We are in their natural habitat, right? What else? Skunks, but no, we don't have many. And you know, those are wild animals. Usually they are further away from people. It keeps away. Look at this. Look at this beautiful view. You got a privilege to have this view. You can see. Oops, my hat blew away. It was very windy. Let me to pick up my hat. Thanks, Morello. Thanks so much. So look how dusty is oh my goodness. very dusty. So we'll see the beautiful archaeological site. We'll see how clever our ancestors were during their time, right? They were very, very good engineers. The good example, the good evidences are over here on the left side. All of those terracing are from pre-Inca times, right? So if you would like to know where is this place, you can click on the map, and it's about 140 kilometers from Arequipa, right? It takes about 5 hours to drive to here. It depends on the traffic, because the main road we have to take is a main road which gets to Bolivia, Brazil, and Cusco, Puno, of course. And it's quite busy because many of the minings are located in Cusco and Puno. And that's why it takes like 5 hours. And driving on the mountains is curvy. It's not a straight road, you know. Like our hikes as well, it's always in a zigzag. So, oops, my throat is getting very dry. Look at this beautiful cacti. It's amazing. How is the nature? These cacti are just surviving thanks to the water in the rainy season. Our rainy season is very short time, January, February, March. And they must drink a lot of water, right, as much as possible to survive the rest of the year. Ah, yes, Marilu, I got my bottle of water on my pockets. Yeah. It's quite heavy as well to carry a lot of bottles of water. Okay, climbing up. But let me show you over here. This part of the terracing are abandoned. Not many people are working anymore, because many of the ones who have been doing agriculture in the past, we're talking about 50 years ago, for example, they migrate to the big cities like Lima, Arequipa. It's a pity, or it's a shame, because many of them are not cultivated anymore. Maybe in the future it will be abandoned or it will disappear. Who knows, right? But the other area that you have seen, yeah, those are cultivated. But the other reason is when the Spanish came, they destroyed many of those irrigation systems. That's the reason they're not really with a very good irrigation system. Many of them have been destroyed, right? So Karen, welcome to Peru. So yeah, it says in English, it says in Spanish about if you're learning Spanish, you can improve your language, your Spanish. It says about the Collahuas group who have been living up here during their time, and the Spanish moved all of those people who have been living up here to convert them into the Catholic religion. They destroy them. They kill their houses. Sorry, they kill the people. They destroy their houses. So it's appearing in some of their houses of those pre-Inca civilizations. So are you still seeing well the video? And are you still listening or hearing me well? Let me just need to get clean my. Look at the beautiful. This is a nice flower, which its name is lupins. Maybe you know about this. For us, are wild lupins. Local people use those flowers as a pesticide to kill some plagues for their, some of the plagues of their crops. Look at the huge cacti. Look at those. Wow. Beautiful. When we talk about pre-Incas civilizations, they were the ones who have done the Inca Empire, because they were the workers, they were the builders, and yeah, all of those terracing, all of this area have been done by those pre-Inca civilizations. So we are almost getting there. So be patient, because I'm not walking fast, right? Be patient. Oh, Charlotte. Yeah, we grow mainly potatoes, quinoa, lima beans, corn. Those are the mainly crops that we grow over here. So it's appearing. Look at this. All of the houses that you can see, those are from pre-Inca civilization. Right now, Incas. And the empire have been done by the pre-Inca civilization. You can go to some of the tours. So let me know if you are hearing me well. It's quite windy. Let me know. Otherwise, I have to wear a face mask because it's very windy. Remember, we are climbing up to almost 13,000 feet, right? Thanks so much. Windy, yeah. All right, here we go. Look at they were living up here because they could have very good view of their enemies. They could have very good view of their irrigation system. That's why they were living up here. They were clever because they knew about the earthquakes. They knew about heavy rain every 15 years because of phenomenon El Nino. That's why they had to build their houses in a safe areas, and as well in the rocky areas to avoid damage from earthquakes. And the Spanish came and they moved all of them to the flat areas. They didn't know about the earthquakes, right? So look at the volcano. It has done just a tiny steam up there. Look at that. Wow. It's not a cloud. It looks like cloud, but those are not clouds. This is just the ashes from the baby volcano. All of those trails that we are just walking, those have been done during pre-Inca times, right? And the Incas were keep using until nowadays people are still using. Until nowadays it works very well for the farmers, for the shepherds, in case they have their animals higher than here. Which animals are living up there? Llamas, alpacas, right? Very close, not really, Marilu. We are like 75 kilometers away from the Sabancaya volcano, from the baby volcano. Actually, you can see the ashes, right? Pretty close, we can say. Not very close. You can get a very nice postcard about this interesting architecture that they have done. Well, they were very clever and smart people, because you see they build their houses with thick walls, very thick walls, to have perfect insulation of cold temperature, hot temperature, right? It's quite high, and they, after sunset, drops down the temperature, and they had to build their houses with thick walls, right? Very, very nice. So how many people were living approximately over here? Maybe 100 families, right? Or 100 people, sorry. 100 people a little bit further away from here, but in the same location, quite same location, same altitude, right? A little bit further away, same number of them, right? The irrigation system until now it is still working. I will show you. Just let me to go down. I need to keep one eye on my steps. So this is the irrigation system, which is still working until nowadays, but it is from pre-Inca civilizations, you see. And the water comes from the mountains, or comes from the reservoir, which are located higher than here. And let me just show you which, or there is a waterfall up there, which the reservoir are located near to the waterfall, you see. They let it run, but in this case they are making their irrigation in another direction. But if they let it run, it could go through this irrigation system, right, through here, and it could go down there. I mean, still working until nowadays. I don't know if you have been in my tour yesterday. Some one of you have been asking about how the irrigation system was working. Right, you can see clearly here how the pre-Inca civilizations, they manage very well their irrigation system, right? Besides to work as a irrigation for their crops, for their terracing, they could have water, right? They could have water for their houses, right? They used to have like main street. Through the main street, it has been built this irrigation system, and they could have the water to make their laundry, to cook. In some certain areas, the irrigation system, it has been built much deeper, right? You see, to wider, right, to be able to collect the water, right? So we are walking through the main through the main street. This is like a small Machu Picchu, right? But it's not really visited because they haven't done publicity about this. They haven't done any advertise about this interesting archaeological site. Many of those places are not really with a very good advertising. They are more focusing in the area of Cusco, of course, Machu Picchu, because of the wonderful of the world. It's a beautiful place, but just to let you know who were the ones who built Machu Picchu, who were the ones who built the empire, the pre-Inca civilizations, right? When the Incas came to here, they got the knowledge from them because those are older, those constructions are older than the Incas archaeological site. So just let me to keep one eye on my steps because it's not easy, it's not flat pathway. There are many steps. But just let me show you how is this, right? Oh, quite close to Machu Picchu. It's about 600 kilometers from here. It is very farther away. But the Incas got very good way to get the conquest of them. They used to do the conquest through the love. They used to do the conquest uh, being cruel because the Incas were cruel as well. They weren't very nicely when they have been doing the conquest. So this is interesting. Well, you can see, let me to zoom in, how thick were built their walls, right, to avoid damage from earthquakes, because the two columns of the stones, they help between each other, and in case there are some movements or any tremors or any earthquakes, those two lines of the stones, they help between each other, right? And as well, it works perfect as a good insulation, right? Because during the day the stones absorb the temperature from the sun, and by night here in the highland it drops down the temperature, right? It's in winter season it could be minus 15 degrees Celsius, right? Well, at that time it could be like minus 10. Nowadays we have the consequences of weather change. They could have like a natural heater in their houses thanks to these warm stones, right? The same technique, the same knowledge apply in the irrigation, in the terrace system, right? Far away, yes, farther away. So, many of their houses used to have tall doors. Doesn't mean that the previous people were tall. They were quite tall, but not very tall, right? Peruvian people now, we are very small because we got the genes, the Spanish genes. But during the pre-Inca times, Incas people, they were quite tall. 1 meter 80 centimeters, 1 meter 75 centimeter, right? I will show you the evidences how tall they were, right? Let me just to show you in 360 degrees this beautiful, nice view, nice architecture. Wow, this is amazing. If you're planning to come to Peru, don't forget to come to here. Lovely weather. We got very lovely weather. So if you would like to ask some questions, just let me know. Meantime, or meanwhile, I will keep one eye on my steps. I wouldn't like to fall down. Look at the beautiful lupins growing on the wall. Oh my goodness, this is so beautiful. Pre-Inca is from 1100 years to 1400 years. Look at the beautiful. Wow, nice. Incas is from 1400 years to 1532, right? And pre-Incas took much longer time to make their experiment. You know, they had to learn from different generations over generations. They had to improve their architecture. They had to improve their way how to survive in some dry weather because of the weather change, you know. But they have done well. And when the Incas got the conquest of those civilizations, the Incas didn't destroy the culture. The Incas got the knowledge from them. That's why the Incas have done the empire in only 1 century. Very, very fast. This is a good example how the pre-Incas have been conquered by the Spanish. Sorry, by the Incas, right? The Collahuas were the name of the pre-Inca civilizations, and when the Incas came, they built a temple, right? This is a temple. We'll visit this temple, but this is very interesting. Look at this thick walls, right? Thick walls, and in every of those windows, the Incas used to put every of their gods from other civilizations who have been conquered by them, right? But all of those are yes facing to the east, like to have respect to the sun. Oh yeah, yeah. We are in a small Machu Picchu, Vanessa. So let me show you first. We'll go to the right side. We'll see how thin their doors were, right? Yes, Charlotte. Yeah. Well, there is some information which says they used to put yes, this kind of yeah, the mortar or it has been mixed with saffron the cacti as a glue, right? And grass, this type of grass, right? The grass, it was like quite important element too. So you see how tall their houses were. Their roof of the houses have been made with thatch, right? Those were thatch roof, and you see how triangular shape were their. So sorry, I don't know. Yeah, sorry. It was quite blurry. So you see this. Let me see. It's very bright. Yeah, see the doors. How thin they were, right? They had to work hard. That's why they were very thin. But you see, let me just to be on the shadow. It's very bright. I cannot see very well. So this is the interior part of the house. They used to have those tiny holes like to put their candlelights. The candlelights have been made with the fat of llama, alpaca, and fiber from them too. But of course, they used to work with the daylight, right? Very early morning and until before to get dark, they used to do their farming activity. No, not much activity by night. You see, the triangular roof of their houses were very triangular, right? To avoid damage from heavy rain, right? Very, very triangular roof. It's amazing. You see, the corners are not really corners. The four areas of the house is like quite curvy to avoid damage from earthquakes. They haven't done like very corner shape, right? One or two store, or what do you mean? They used to have, yeah, they used to have to store their food in other places, but this one it was a house for some of those families. This part, look at this. This is very. Let me just to go back because we are very close. So look at this part. It has been restored 2016 when we after the earthquake, right? But you see it got some cracks because we got a couple of months another earthquake. It got some cracks. The engineers have done their design. The engineers have done and the restoration, but got some cracks. But this is quite new restoration. The pre-Inca civilizations in this part, this one this one it hasn't been restored, right? Mm. All right, I will show you. I will show you, Deborah. Right? This is just a house. No second floor. Yes, only one floor. Right? Tall doors. Tall doors because they had to have the first sunrise. You know, all of the houses used to be facing to the east, like to have respect the sun, their sun god. Mhm. All of the houses were only one floor, not two floors, right? They knew about the heavy rain, which it was happening every 15 years because of phenomenal Nino. That's why they had to build their very triangular roof, very tall houses, right? So here I will show you how tall they were because the upstairs are very, very high. There is a question from you. So these people originally came from China. Well, probably. Uh, well, there are evidences that the pre-Inca civilizations knew to read some geometric figures, right? Perhaps they got this knowledge from them, right? This is you see, this is that I was talking about how tall they were. see big steps, a big jump. I'm not very tall. I'm about 160, right? 1 meter and 60. But for me, it's very difficult. But for pre-Inca civilization, it was easy because they had to jump to the second terrace very fast, right? So those are the upstairs to get up to the second floor. You see, it's not easy for me. Not very easy. Oops. Oh, that's good. Right. So look at this. All of those windows facing to the east, right? See, there are gods which have been conquered um, by the Incas, all of their gods, because every of those civilizations used to have their main god. They used to conquest through their main gods, and they used to put those windows facing to the east, right? It's very interesting. In equinoxes or solstices, it must be very interesting to see the first sunrises coming through those windows. So, and this temple is facing to the area, to another sacrifice area where they used to do sacrifices of animals and llamas and alpacas, right? And this building, it has been reconstructed. Well, the pre-Inca civilizations, they didn't really cut the Incas have done, but who have been doing, who have done all of those nice work, who had to cut and got very nice shapes of the stones to bring civilizations. You see, all of those stones, even the other one, the other building, it's not very very good shapes. Like maybe you have been in Mike's store in Cusco, right? They could get the material, all of this material to build their houses from the river, and as well, in this same area, we have the quarry, right? Of course, they had to give quite a nice shape, but not perfect shape as the Incas have done, right? Hmm? Look at this. It's not perfect shape. It's a very nice view. Look at the a waterfall. The water comes from the mountains. Wow, so beautiful. Fresh water. Vanessa, you must come to here to do the tours with me in someday. Look, this building, it has been reconstructed, but apparently this building, it was a place to make the sacrifices of the llamas and alpacas in the name of their gods. That's why it's in front of the temple, right? It was a very important place. That's why it has double a double frame. You see, the other houses that we have seen, it doesn't have double frame. This one has double frame because it was an important building in every of their temples as well. In Cusco, maybe you have seen in Machu Picchu. The temples of the sun, the temple of the condor, all of the main door got double frame. You see? So this is interesting because the ones who built or make the reconstruction of this temple or sacrifices area, they put numbers on the stones, just in case could collapse again, they know how to put back them again, right? They number in the stones. So we have 1 minute in case you would like to make more questions. It's a very nice view. Look at that. Wow. I hope you got a nice postcard. What did they eat? The mainly diet at the time was alpaca meat, guinea pig, corn, quinoa, potatoes. They found in the storage, they found in the pre-Inca's refrigerators, all of those dehydrated potatoes, dry lima beans, dry corn. Have you got? Oh my goodness! This is in Spanish, of course. It says the Collahuas people who have been living here. Francisco de Toledo has done the reduction of them. I mean, they move all the people who have been living here to the towns, to the villages. The result that we can see nowadays, where the people are living nowadays, the farmers, right? You can see things green. You can see there that is a town from the Spanish time, right? Spanish um, to introduce the Catholic religion, they put together in towns in the flat areas. It was much easier for the Spanish because the priests had to come at least twice in a day to make the mass service. It became difficult for them. That's why Francisco de Toledo sent the order to move the people who have been living here, but many of them they didn't want to move, um, to start a new life in another places. They have been living for many centuries here. Their ancestors have been living for many centuries, and to start a new life, to accept a new religion, became more difficult, right? And that's the reason the Spanish burned their houses. Many of them have been born in their houses too. So, do you have more questions? Look at this. Very nice view. Thanks to you, Charlotte. Thanks to take your time to enjoy me at this time in Peru. Oh, they used to work, well, they got a very good organization. They used to work together. That's the reason they could get an amazing work, right? An amazing terracing. They used to work together. But the pre-Incas civilizations, there were like two. Let me just to sit here on the irrigation system. I hope not to have any water behind me. So yeah, they used to have like their main leaders and the town, but they used to have a very good organization, And during their time, women were important. Women and men used to be equal rights, right? They used to ask to the women about important decisions that they had to do. They used to ask first to the women. Hmm. The evidences are in their textiles. The evidence are in the potteries. How important women were during the Inca and pre-Inca civilization. Thanks so much, Deborah. So, as you know, Vanessa was with us. Don't forget to follow Vanessa. If you're not following me yet, please, I really do your nice invitation to be part of my followers, right? So very soon we'll do more tours. Very soon I took advantage because I am doing tours in person. That's the reason I could take time to do this tour with you. I really appreciate your support. And for sure, I don't know if you're followers of, yeah, you follow Patrick. Patrick is coming to here on November. Don't miss the tours with Patrick. We'll come, we'll do some tours in the canyon with him. Well, he likes to walk the mountains, right? He will be with me. I will make him to walk the mountains. Thanks so much, and I really appreciate your support. Take care and be safe, alright? Be safe, take care. Thanks, Debbie and Wendy, Kate. Thanks so much. In time I have some signals. I will take you to let you know how is the way, how is the trail. Gracias, Vanessa. I hope to come to Lima very soon. I have been there, but I didn't have time to visit you. I think November I will be in, no, see in November. I will let you know when I will be there. We can have a meeting again to have pisco sour or ceviche, who knows? To get drunk. Oh my goodness, no. Bye bye, take care. Bye bye, thanks so much.